So this first video today that we're going to talk about comes from Gia Johnson, and she asked me all about MEPS. She asked me how to pass the ASVAB, how to pass MEPS, how to choose a job at MEPS, even if you scored low, and then also how to get in touch with a recruiter. So we're going to answer those questions for her right now. Welcome to my life as I live it. I'm Army Princess, the mother, wife, and soldier, and I want to share this journey with you. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe now so you don't miss a moment of it. If you're with me, women, let me hear you say. Hey everybody, it's Army Princess here, and welcome back to my channel. You are all part of the Army Princess Platoon, so make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button below right now, and go ahead and hit that notification bell because you do not want to miss an upload. This video right here that you're watching is part of my military 10 for 10 series. So what that means, guys, what that means is I'm uploading a military video for 10 days in a row. 10 military videos for 10 days in a row at 12 noon every single day. And these videos are the questions that you all ask me in my comment section. So you definitely don't want to miss this video series. The biggest question that I guess I got from this is about MEPS and how to pass MEPS. MEPS stands for Military Entry, I have it written down, Military Entrance Processing Station. Military Entrance Processing Station. And so what happens at MEPS is basically how you enter the military. You go there with your recruiter. They start all of the paperwork, all of the in-processing. You do your physical, you pick your job, you swear in, and after that you are good to go. You may not leave right away, but you are good to go as far as starting the process of joining the military. Now, the biggest way that people fail MEPS is that they lie on their information and they don't take it serious. The one thing that I want to get from you all from this video, the one thing that I want to get from you all for this video is when you go to MEPS that day you go to MEPS, you make sure you take it seriously. When I say the night before, you get a good night's rest, you eat a good breakfast, because it's going to be a long day. Usually it's a long day, but you want to be mentally focused and mentally prepared when you go to MEPS, because like I said, you're doing your physical, you're doing all of this paperwork, and the most important part is you're taking the ASVAB test. The ASVAB test is an aptitude test, and based on your ASVAB score, you then go ahead and pick a job. The test is, don't quote me, I want to say like an hour to an hour and a half to 2 hour test. It's math, word knowledge, paragraph comprehension, math, word problems. So it could be rigorous. It could be very mentally draining. So you want to make sure you're prepared. It's like when you were in school and you took the SATs and they said get a good night's rest and eat breakfast. You do not want to play around with the ASVAB test, because the ASVAB test is what helps you pick your job. When you go in and you finish your ASVAB test and you go to pick your job, it's going to be based off your score. So if you score really crappy because you didn't take it serious, then you could end up with a very crappy job, and then you'll hate the military and you will, oh my God. You'll hate the military and you'll give it a bad rap, and you'll be very disgruntled because you didn't do the right things when you went to MEPS and you didn't pick your job, pick a good job. And you don't want to go in there, you don't want to take whatever they give you. You want to pick a good job. You want to go in there prepared, which leads me into my next note about passing MEPS. When you go there, you need to know what you want to do. You know, a general knowledge of what you want to do as far as your job. You need to go in there with a plan A, B, and C, because a lot of times jobs aren't open during that time, depending on when you go to MEPS, and depending on how well or how bad you scored, you may not qualify for that job. So if for some reason you go in January and all of the 68 Quebec pharmacy technician jobs, my MOS, are taken, then you have a plan B. Or if you go in there and you totally bomb the ASVAB, you have a plan B if you don't score high enough for the job you want. So make sure you do your research. Make sure you go in there with A, B, and C of jobs that you want, and then make sure you really take the ASVAB serious and prepare. Another way to prepare for MEPS and to pass MEPS is to not lie. So a lot of people feel like they have to join the military and they have to get through to speaking to their recruiter and getting through MEPS. And so there are a lot of questions that they may ask you either at your recruiting station or at MEPS that can disqualify you from joining. For instance, if you had any broken bones, not necessarily if you had a broken bone you can't join, but depends on where the broken bone was, what type of break it was, how long ago. All of those could be determining factors on whether or not you can join the military or not. So some people have it in them that they have to lie. Oh no, I didn't break a bone. And then you get through to MEPS and they see you got this big scar because you had surgery and now you're disqualified because you lied. So make sure you don't lie. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, because you never know. Say you get in through MEPS and you get into basic training and now they have you doing these certain type of pull-ups or certain type of exercises where you can't do that because of your broken bone that you had way back when you were in high school. Now you either break your arm more or you cause further damage or you're not able to complete the exercises, and then they'll send you on a one-way ticket home, and it's a waste of money, a waste of time, when you could have alleviated all that from the beginning. So do not lie. Do not lie at MEPS. Tell the truth. If you had a felony, if you had a broken bone, if you got a history of mental problems, go ahead and tell them, because it doesn't necessarily mean it's a disqualifying factor or a determining factor that you won't join, but it could also probably set you up as far as if you need a special type of equipment or a special type of facility or a special type of treatment and training, then they know to look out for that. What else do I have about MEPS? That's pretty much all I have about MEPS. Basically, if you want to speak to a recruiter, you have to speak to a recruiter first. You pass a basic test at the recruiting station. Usually they give you a practice ASVAB, and then you go on to MEPS. And MEPS is when you actually in process and swear in. So if you're wondering where a recruiter is in your area, you can just Google, recruiting station in Augusta, Georgia, and it'll give you the address. Go ahead and speak to a recruiter. You can speak to multiple recruiters if you don't feel comfortable with this certain recruiter, or you feel like they're lying to you, or they feel like they're not telling you the whole truth. Then go in and speak to another recruiter on a different day, or go to another recruiting station at another local area and speak to another recruiter. You don't have to speak to the same one. Usually once you start the process with one, you want to finish with one, because they do have to do a lot of entry work, paperwork on you. So it could be pretty tedious going to different recruiters, but just to get information, you can go to any recruiter you want to go to. And I encourage you to go speak to the recruiter, ask them all of the questions you have to ask them. But do your own research before you go in there. But that's pretty much it for you guys. I really just wanted, the big takeaway is to take it serious when you go to MEPS. When you do those physicals, when you picking your job, when you taking the ASVAB test, when you swearing in, take everything serious, because not everybody gets to make it to that step. And not everybody has the privilege and the opportunity to join the military and be a part of something great. So please take it serious. Please do your research. Please know what you're getting yourself into before you step into that MEPS station. That is it for you guys. I hope you like my military 10 for 10, and I will see you at noon tomorrow. Bye.
Hey, if you want to see more videos like this, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like, what are you waiting on? Go now.